Howdy, Rowdy. Tina B. And hello, Tiger's Eye. All right, howdy, folks. Welcome back. I told you I would be back. All right, let's get started here. So, while this is loading up, let me take a minute here of time to thank you for taking a moment of your precious time to be here with this precious family. Many of you know how precious this is now. Okay. All right. Let's get started here. Right now, this is the 21st. Okay, this is the event that has the halo in it. See that right there? That's what's due to hit us on the 24th. Okay, also, we have that event right there. The 20th was another day that we didn't cover, but there wasn't much on it. So, we're going to cover the 21st and the 22nd tonight. So, here's our event first on the 21st with our full halo. You see this going in. And then our event over here as well. All right, let me capture the opening frame and we'll start plugging away at this. I sure love you guys. Thanks for being here. Okay, opening frame 012 of July 21st. This is yesterday, okay? This is info that we didn't have yesterday, so we're going to cover this real quick because there's an important event in here. So let me just scooch a little bit, and here we go. As you can see over here on the left, the teardrop effect here going on from this event, something going on right in there, moving out of frame as we open up this day here. Another little thing going out over here. Now, right here, you can see this one over here on the red side. Let me back it up one more. Right there's a good one. I think we're just a tad bit too bright. Darken it a bit. Darken it there. There we go. There we go. Over on this side, you can see this dark little core with a bunch of plasma wrapped around it. No, you can't. It's going to do that. There we go. All right, right there. And it's really bathed in plasma. It's probably right here in this little indentation right there. Okay, so then as we proceed, that one moves on out of frame. We have activity down here moving in. Wait, that's the one I wanted. Nope, that's not it either. But you can see another event over here on this side going on here. Something sneaking through there. There's our full halo CME right there, okay? Heading at us. Now, you see the separation event, this thing heading in. Look, let me back up real quick. Right here, there's nothing going on. But watch as we proceed forward. Right here, let me scooch back just a little bit. See that? That's another one of those separation events. One of these objects kind of moving through the CME, heading towards the sun. And it'll ricochet off and have its little event. All right, there's the frame I wanted. Okay, over on this side, you can see our two black spheroids wrapped with plasma right here. Okay, they're pretty obvious there. Okay. Put them up there in the dark corner up there. They look good right there. All right, so there's those two moving through in this event. Probably a couple of satellites from a bigger event, because when we pull back, these two little guys are right in here, and you see a bigger stretch. That might be the magnetic field that's around these two. So, yeah, it might be just the magnetic field that's around those two. But as we proceed, let me scooch a little bit. Here we go. You see it move out of frame there. Okay. So that was your activity for the 21st. Okay, now let's go back and load up the 22nd here, which was today. And I'll let that load up. Oh, did you just see that? Let that load up here. Where's my light? I have to brighten up the screen a little bit better there. All right, so we'll let that loop run for a second there. You see this big blast right here. It almost looks like we have one of our bigger objects and some plasma going around it here. And that was today, July 22nd. So let's capture the opening frame here. Look at that. Wow. All right. Well, that's pretty much opening frame right there. There's not much going on. You can see this one stretching out over here. Looking through these here one by one. And that's a different type spread right there that's interesting. Trace Lynn Rose, well, welcome. You can see our spread over on this side right here. There's a bigger object right around here somewhere, and this seems to be plasma. This perfect circle spreading like a damage ring over it. Looks like maybe right in this area somewhere. And you can see some of the little satellites that are along with it, some of the little moons or planets that are along with this bigger one. And when we see this bigger stretch like this means there's something bigger in there. Look, it almost looks like they're lined up. There's one there, one there, one there, and one there. Can you see that? Get it a little darker. However, whichever way, ooh, go back to that one. And grab that frame real quick. Whichever way, it's, can you guys see this black round circle here? There we go. All right, so there's one of our moons, one of our satellites captured nice and clear. Probably a couple other little ones right here or something too. All right. Pull back. Okay, and then that was the closing frame right there. As this thing's trailing out, there's another little moon or little satellite right here in the teardrop structure. So let's back this up a little bit. Ooh, I think it might be right around there. They're super hard to see because they don't reflect light. But when the plasma drapes around it, sometimes it'll show you the structure. All right, so there's your 21st and the 22nd. Let's go back and do the 20th while we're here still, because there was one little thing I needed to show you on the 20th here. Let that load up, and while it's loading up, thank you guys again. Did you see this separation event over on this side right here? Well, thank you again for taking a moment of your precious time to be here and endure this. You guys got to have some courage and strength to be at this show, okay? Because this isn't your romper room kindergarten class here, okay? This show can be very disturbing, so you guys are displaying courage by just being here. Okay, all I wanted to point out was this separation event. Remember we saw one on the other day? It's right there. See this right here. Whoop. Miss the button. Right there. What was that? Okay, NASA, please explain that one, huh? That's away from the sun. What's going on there? That's way out there. Now, you got one body moving in and one body moving out. And as they cross this like little magnetic barrier around the sun, certain little shells, they interact, make little splash effects like that, okay? So that's what happened on the 20th. Okay, now, oops. I was trying to get away from that so we can come back to it. All right, let's come on over here real quick. We got to get this taken care of. All right, so here we are. Large far side halo CME observed in latest imagery. Minor S1 radiation storm reached. A far side halo caused a S1 radiation storm. Solar flux indices way down now, 185. It dropped 13 points. That's good. Sunspot number count is down 27, so we're down to 173. That's good. We were at 273, so there's a huge sunspot number count not too long ago. Area doesn't matter right now. Let's pop this open, march right through this real quick. Bingo. All right, there's your two regions, 61 and 51. These are the two culprits to watch right here. They're going into the zone where our IMF line is hooked up. So anything out of that area could send us an electrical charge down our IMF line. You guys know what I'm talking about. Okay, now moving on here, you can see our X-ray flux here. Been pretty jumpy and spotty today. Before we zoom in on that, though, I want you to see our 3-day geomagnetic forecast. All clear tomorrow, but they're calling for a G2 now on the 24th. I just showed you the 21st with the Halo CME coming at us, right? So this one right here is calling for a G2. Now, just keep going. Let me zoom in real quick on our GOES X-ray. I'm not much really to look at, but it is. All right, you can see this very bumpy day that we've had today. All right, the last couple hours right here, last 48 hours been pretty bumpy, and then just a nice little smooth ride here until this. All right, and then we'll go look at this right now. We'll come back over, and there is supposedly our far side halo event. I see a big object down there. What the? Stop. Whoa. Pause there, cowboy. Back it up. Oh, we got one more frame before that? Nope. Dang. All right, opening frame right here. We're at 024. This is a huge explosion going around half the sun right here. You can also make out we got something going on over here, and a teardrop effect going around it. Something different there. Let me scooch, and then here we go. Take a deep breath. Yeah, it looks like that bigger object and all of its moons just like went in all kinds of directions, like a scattering of a pool rack. When you break a rack in pool. Wow, look at that. All right, supposedly that's backside. We'll see here in a minute. Now back to our report. That's probably something else that's not even on there yet. So let me pull back real quick. All right, now here we are with our proton storm, 75%. You look at the D layer absorption map right now, we're having an absorption event right now. An absorption event from the far side halo eruption. Now, I'm going to come over here to the D layer, or to the D region map. Okay, we're going to load this up real quick. Download up real quick. All right. As you can see, we're plugging along just fine here. Go ahead and just hit pause and take control. Now, right about here, boom, we get hit with a proton storm from out of nowhere, supposedly from a far side halo. Okay, and currently at the very last moment, this is fresh data, that's your last frame right there. So we are undergoing a proton absorption event. And I'm a stickler for absorption. This is going to get absorbed down to the core, down, heat up the magma. We're going to see earthquake and volcanic events because of this in the future here. Okay, now back to this. We're too zoomed in there, 110, thank you. All right, now back to this. So the 24th, we're expecting a G2, and we're already having an absorption event. Okay, so absorption event, clear tomorrow. That might change if we continue in this absorption event. And then we have our geomagnetic, a G2 forecasted for the 24th. Okay. Meanwhile, we had the 3.9 and a 3.2 or the significant M flares today. Here we have 62 is beta gamma delta and growing, 61 is beta gamma and growing, and we still have 51 that's beta gamma delta, but it's declining. All right. 62. Where the heck is 62 at now? This one right here is going beta gamma delta. It doesn't look like much right now, but supposedly that's the one. And it's still rotating into the strike zone. Okay, so it's not even in the Earth strike zone quite all the way yet. All right, so Aurora's very light right now. Our KP is down at 1. All right, you see we went up a little bit right here to 3. So we had a little absorption event. Okay, and it's showing up on our D layer. We had a little KP. It wasn't anything major, not a 4 or 5 or an 8 or a 9 or anything like that, but it's a little step up from where we were a little while ago. Okay, so let's get into this article right here. A fast-moving, impressive full halo coronal mass ejection is now emerging in the latest imagery, courtesy Alaska. Okay, based on additional imagery by the Solar Dynamics, the event took place well beyond the west limb and is directed away from our planet. Despite being far-sighted, it is possible that we may still see a proton enhancement from this energetic event. Okay, because the CME itself is directed away from Earth, it will not result in a geomagnetic storm. Okay, but it will result in a D-layer absorption event, won't it? All right. Let's open the tracker. Here we go. All right, this is the one that we're came off on the 21st that they're expecting on the 24th here. Okay, boom. Solid impact on the 24th. Square right in the middle. It's north and south. We're getting square right in the middle too. So right in the middle of the CME is where we're getting it pretty much. Do the 24th. It's just showing activity coming off the side. Okay. Do the 24th. Here we go. A filament eruption on Sunday in the vicinity of 57 was apparently responsible for the faint halo CME observed leaving the sun after 1700. Although the bulk of the plasma appeared to be headed to the north, a passage past Earth may be possible within 72 hours. Okay, this is a filament eruption. This is a different one. All right, that's the one that's going to cause this moderate G2. So, although a bulk of the plasma appears to be headed to the north, the mass passage past the Earth is possible within 72 hours. The moderate G2 geomagnetic storm watch was added for July 24 should an impact take place. Another update will be provided. Updated CME tracker model is calling for the faint halo CME to pass Earth by late July 23rd or early 24th. In other news, 62 is the southeast quadrant has become active with a couple of moderate M flares. So 62. All right, so we showed you the D region layer. We're currently absorbing, having a proton event. Now let's come on over here to space weather. All right, geomagnetic storm watch, the G2 halo CME is heading for Earth. NOAA forecasted model predicted it will arrive the 24th, potentially sparking the G2. All right, now if said object comes along with it, Don't be surprised if this G2 bumps up. I don't want it to. I pray that it doesn't hit. I hope it hits a G1 and not a G2. But the way things have been happening lately, when they forecast something like this, they're not taking into consideration the object itself and the radiation it might contain, depending on its trajectory. Hard to track and see if it's going to interact with our magnetic field. All right, so the storm could produce photographic auroras. Yay, far-side CME appears Earth with hard protons. Something just exploded on the far side of the sun, and it managed to touch Earth. Debris from the blast emerged in the form of a full halo CME shown here in a movie. I'm wondering if that's heading our way. And they're all just telling us, oh, it's a far side one. Because why are we having the proton storm if it's blowing away from us? What's blowing it towards us? Is it this object that's moving towards us right here that caused this proton storm going the other way? You know, this exploded as it was approaching the sun from the backside, and now it's moving towards us. How are we getting a proton storm when this full halo is blowing the opposite way? They failed to explain that part. Makes you kind of wonder, is this thing really coming our way, or is this off the backside, or is this coming our way? Because we're experiencing a proton storm from it. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of the way things have been so fishy lately. You know, I like this site and I trust them, but maybe they got some bad. I don't know. It just kind of happened before. Supposedly, this far-sighted CME peppers Earth with protons. Something must have come off the front side of the sun too to pepper us with protons. Just very interesting. And here you see your spread. Here you can see your object right there. It looks to be moving towards us. I don't know. Shock waves at the leading edge of the CME are accelerating protons and spraying them throughout the solar system. Some of those protons are raining down on Earth right now. How? Shock waves leading edge. The shock wave should be leading away. Some of those protons are raining down on Earth. The CME's shock waves at the leading edge of the CME are accelerating protons and spraying them throughout the solar system. Okay. All right. Hard protons are good at charging spacecraft bodies, blah, 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 blah. You can go read all about that. Just very fishy. It's the second time we've seen one of these far-sighted CMEs rain protons on us. All right, let's just move on. Okay, here we are over the Schumann. You can see we had a little grinding today after it kind of came out nice and smooth. We're currently having a nice little calm session. Let me hit the refresh. Okay, good. That's refresh data right there. We had that event yesterday. This one was pretty intense. Okay, it wasn't a jerky one like up and down, up and down. It was pretty much just grind and then stop. So it looks like there was a little tapering here. It wasn't just a sudden jolt stop. So we probably had a good release of pressure, some volcanoes, earthquake activity today. Okay. Now let's get on over here. Get her done. Okay, here's your sandstorm. Currently blowing a big old plume of sand off Africa across the Atlantic. The main body is like right in the mid-Atlantic right now. Very weak in this area now. You see a big break from it. This plume kind of broke away, and now there's a gap. And this plume is spread out three ways. Some of it went up this way, some of it through the middle, and some of it down that way. Okay? It spread out that little plume, and now we're getting, sandstorms, hazy skies here in America because of Sahara dust from Sahara sand. Okay? Still this little pocket over here, at the very corner of Saudi Arabia, Yemen, Oman there. This one in the Gobi Desert seems to have not as intense, but you could see this flow coming up from the southern hemisphere into the northern hemisphere is hooking a bunch of the sand and driving it across India. So India and even Malaysia and stuff, even China having hazy skies due to sand. Okay? All right, so there's that. Ow. To the SO2, sulfur dioxide. All right. And bring you on in to the country divided here. Okay, one side bleeding out over here, little patches hit and miss because of flooding, a little patchwork over here from volcanic sites. Flooding in this area, plugging up the holes in the ground and stuff like that for momentarily. So very intense in that area now. Okay, you see this patch up here in Oregon growing. Little patches down California starting to grow. We have all this activity up here in Canada going on. Is this now? It does not look like now. All right, it is. Let's hit those fires real quick. As you can see, these things spark fires. These plumes are so hot, the gas is so hot that it causes vegetation in the area to spontaneously combust and causing fires with it. All right. Now I'll take the fires off right now. Now let's continue on down through Mexico's got their issues. Jamaica's really dark little spot right there. Pretty clear through here. Northern part of South America. And then all along the coast here. Here's our fulcrum point. It's not so defined. Look how kind of diffused it is today. Usually it's a dark purple little box, huh? Looks a lot different in this area. This one's more diffused as well. So the earthquake activity, the two quakes right here on this side and the one up above it have changed our emission sites and their diffusion, how they diffuse the gas. Going down the coast, very concentrated right there, so much so that there's a big old SO2 plume swirling around off the coast out there. Other places like over in Brazil. Okay, all the way up through there. Now let's come on over, take a peek at Hawaii, drop on into Oahu, make sure it's got SO2 emissions so they're not having volcanic blasts. Okay, moving on. Come over to China, adjust for their time. And yeah, they're still having some pretty healthy SO2 emissions out of their region. Okay, they're probably experiencing fires and stuff from that too. All kinds of flooding going on in China. The rivers and lakes and dams that are above the Three Gorges Dam are bursting. They're sending huge waves of water towards the Three Gorges Dam, and when that thing goes, it will ruin most of China. So we got to pray for those people. Pray for those people that they see the light. Okay, meanwhile in India, you see their little sites going on over here. Europe and stuff. But we want to check out Java. So let's come into Java. It's not as dark purple today, just right up here in our main two little vents. A little bit going on here, but all in all, not too dark. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. Meanwhile, this little spot, Malaysia. Here we are. Taiwan still having SO2 emissions because they haven't had any quakes in that region in a while. You see just across the way from Taiwan, really dark emissions right there. Okay, still creeping up through this area. Japan having SO2 emissions out of their volcanoes. Okay. I kind of think that'll cover the SO2. All right. Get her done. Get on over to the ocean now, to our sea surface temperature anomalies right now. All right. Here we are at the Atlantic. This one's still pretty good size. This one's still here. Got another little plume starting to grow down here. Okay, so you got to watch all these areas. Get her done. Yeah, I'm a get her done type of guy. All right, here we go. This plume out here on the Pacific is still encroaching more and more towards the coast. It's getting pretty good size here. It's turning into like its own bar type structure right there. Okay. Meanwhile, over here at Tamumasi, it's got its own little bar type structure. We have this plume coming off here in northern Japan. This whole area filling in really fast. And then here at Taiwan, you got really hot water growing around it. This is all magma emissions on the ocean floor causing heat plumes. All right, now what I'm going to do here is we're going to put the wind on. And the wind actually, the air currents are following the heat signatures. And the heat signatures are directing our weather now. When hot water rises, cold water rushes into a place and it causes a rotating vortex. Okay. The heat coming off from the ocean surface right here, being much hotter air in that region and much cooler air in this region, hot air rises, cool air rushes in to replace it, and we got our vortex. Okay. Same thing going on here, and another one right there. Okay. You can see how this heat is channeling it down, shoving it down a little bit. This conveyor belt effect coming from way over here, coming around, going up, is being kind of smashed down now and then popping up out of it. So this whole heat plume is keeping the air currents way down here while we got two vortexes up here. How do I say this? Oh, Lord, give me strength. We'll do that in a minute. I'm going to have to say a prayer about this one here. Meanwhile, let's just go over to the Atlantic really quick. I'll let you guys look at this for a minute, and you'll see how the air currents are creating our little conveyor belt type effect right here. Okay. Thankfully, sand coming off the tip of Africa here is disrupting convection in the storms. So we haven't seen much hurricane production because we should be seeing one after another, after another, after another, especially with this hot water the way it is right now already. Okay, and this is all heat from down below. This hasn't even been heated up by the summer sun yet. I mean, we're starting to get heat from the summer sun, but we still got most of July, all of August, September, October. We still got a lot of heating still to go, and this is being heated from down below. Okay, and you can see it's causing this conveyor belt type wind structure. Okay, I'm gonna call it that. Jeremy Olson, cute nurse. Oh, you better rest then, bud, if she's cute. All right. So there's our conveyor belt type structure, and thankfully it's not carrying a bunch of hurricanes around, evenly distributed, 8 to 10 hurricanes just all cycling around. You would see actually hurricanes come up, diminish, going across land, come out as a tropical storm, hit hot water, and increase in strength in the North Pacific more so than down here. Throwing storms this way. Look where it's throwing storms at. Around the UK, Ireland. You see these flows. So everybody over in Europe, brace for impact. Okay, you see what's heading your way. All right. I'm gonna leave that sit there for just a second. Lord, how do I tell them this? Oh, all right. So let's just finish up the bottom here real quick. You can see how these wind patterns are all following the heat signatures. That's what's driving air from the southern hemisphere up into the northern hemisphere. It should be breaking up right here at the equator and turning around, but it's actually turning around up at this latitude right here. Okay, this is pushing up and keeping this ridge right where it is. So we see all that effect. Whoa. What's going on over here? Now, last time we saw all this stuff snaking up through the islands and dancing around this area, it was actually splaying out of Australia for a moment there. And that was a different type of effect. Now you can see this heat plume out here has drawn air this way, because the other effect was coming from the bottom up, and it was going splaying out in the shape that Australia is in. Oh boy, how do we do this? I'm gonna leave it right there for a second. I gotta go say a prayer real quick. Just give me a second to say a prayer. You guys can chat in the chat room for a second. All right, get her done. So we'll just get her done. All right. So what you're looking at right there, off the coast of Taiwan, is a big typhoon right there. Okay, and it's gonna smack Taiwan. Then it's gonna go up into China. Okay, now China has some issues with their water. Okay, I don't know if a lot of you watch BP Earthwatch. I know some of you do. You need to go see his report that he did on the waters and the lakes and the dams above the Three Gorges Dam. They're all rupturing and sending a huge wave of water towards the Three Gorges Dam. All right. There's flooding below the dam, flooding above the dam, all throughout China. I have been showing you each intro has been another city after another city. They've had to open up the floodgates. The water is so high at the dam there that it's gonna overflow. It's something bad could happen. All right, they have way too much water as it is. When this storm crosses and goes into China and just dumps massive amounts of precipitation in China, we're looking at devastation on a level that will wipe out cities. Wuhan is downstream from the dam. Wuhan, the city Wuhan. Remember what happened a couple of years ago? Imagine that washing away into the ocean. Okay. And you're looking at the components of that process about to happen here. I pray to God that this doesn't happen. But the way things are looking in China with their flooding and their water management, the way they built the dam and all the flooding above the dam, and we're currently having situations below it. It's important you go over and watch BP Earth Watch's video that he did on the on the dam. Okay, they're sacrificing cities already. They had a breach at a lake up above the dam, a lake breach. The levee breach, they were tossing dump trucks and loading sand in it about a week or so ago. Remember that? Yeah, there's that thing breached. And the people of China are about to see devastation that could be on a level that's just, biblical. And they don't warn their citizens. If you've noticed a lot of these videos, the cars are just washing away because they don't have the guts to tell their citizens, hey, prepare for impact. Look at this storm, you guys. The storm is developing out here. It's due to move this way across Taiwan. We got to pray for the people of Taiwan, okay, because they're going to get hit with a typhoon. Then this whole region right here that has all the SO2 emissions, you add water to the SO2, leaks down through those holes. You're going to have landslides, sinkholes, just flooding on a level that we probably will be shocked. It'll probably shock the world and disable China. Now, a lot of our products and stuff come from China. Okay, prepared to see a big, huge dent in your stuff at your store. If this event happens, if this typhoon moves inland and dumps so much rain that it overflows the dam, that dam gets one breach in it and it washes away. There are several cities that are downstream from the dam, Wuhan being one of the major ones. Okay, China needs to get their act together like yesterday. So, some bad news. Add insult to injury, they're already flooding out and having to address this issue with the dam with this storm on the way. Okay, we all need to pray for the people of Taiwan, China, everybody in the way of the storm. Okay, it's not like a category 5 or anything, but the added precipitation to what they already have is going to be devastating. So hopefully this veers or does something, weakens or whatever. I know China wants to attack us, so they might be disabled to where they can't. They'll have to focus on rebuilding their own country and their own cities if this thing just does what it could do. Okay, that possibility exists. I pray it doesn't happen, but we're looking at the components right now. Okay, we got to be mature and adult about this, and let's just pray that everything works out okay, because this could be a big event for that country, for the whole world. Okay, because if it takes out some major hubs along the way and a bunch of pollutants, we'll say, go rushing into the Pacific Ocean and get mixed up with all this, it'll spread all over the world. All right, so gnarly storm heading for a very flooded area already. All right, thank you, Lord. Best I can do, I guess. Trying to stay calm about it. I should be jumping up and down and screaming right now. The sense of urgency is just at its maximum. Whoops, 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 whoops. Wrong direction. That one. Okay, let's do an earthquake report here. Oh, come on back here. I just wanted that out of there. Give it just a second here. It'll recover. Come on, USGS. You can do it. There it goes. All right, cool. Okay, let's get her done. Going into our deep region here around Fiji, we had a 4.5 down at 641. That's a really deep quake. All right, that's one of our deeper quakes. So mid-range 4, down deep, usually puts 5 energy at the surface. Coming over here, what do we do with 4.9s here? We have this island emitting SO2, which relieves pressure in the area. Doesn't hit on the boundary. We have a volcanic island having earthquake activity. 5.1 at the surface there. 4.6 at the surface there. Okay, now over in this little region, 4.7 at the surface. Volcanic activity here, so we haven't seen much quake activity, but right here we have a 5.1 down at 61. We also have 4.3, that's down at 392, about midway down. Okay. Very quiet up through this part of the system, very quiet through all there. We have volcanic activity on all these islands right here, relieving pressure. Up here at Japan, we have a 4.5 at a depth of 10. On the other side of the plate, we have a 4.6. So equal energy on both sides, or both plates right there. We'll get into America in a minute. Let's finish off over here with, we have this one, Lord, please. 4.4 here in Georgia, down at 31.3, and here in Greece, or Turkey, 4.5 at Turkey at the surface there. Very quiet along the mid-Atlantic ridge. I know we're having earthquake activity out there. They're just not reporting it. Same with up here. All right, let's come on over here to the Cocos Plate and do everything besides America, and we'll do America last. Oh, come on, there's 3 of them in there. All right, here we go. 5.7 at 3 kilometers. Dang, that's shallow. 5.6 at 10 kilometers. That's our regular depth. And another 5 at 10 kilometers right there. So a lot of energy being distributed right there. You can see this bend right here. There's a fulcrum right there. This red line's not really following it. It goes up like this. You can see the weak spot right there. Okay, so fulcrum point quake, 3 of them right there because they're all at the surface. That's a fulcrum point quake on the Cocos Plate right there. Energy being distributed at the surface there. That's good. Nothing around our fulcrum point here, but down in southern Chile with 4.6 at 22. Whew. All right, get out of there. All magnitude, please, for America. And here we go. Very quiet along this chain. Just a couple of little small mouse parts out there, nothing too big. Right here we have a little flurry of 3, 3.3, and a 3.4 right here on the edge of this plateau. This is like a big wall, okay? This plateau is like a tabletop right here, and then it drops way down into the crevice way down here. It's like a big crack, and there's a big wall that stands up right here on the very edge. If we have an earthquake right here on the edge, it could break away some of this material and cause a landslide. Any underwater landslide would cause a tsunami. You know, you can have a tsunami at any time from an underwater landslide without an earthquake. There's so many ways you're being protected right now, and you just don't even know. 2.0, a little micro quaking up in there. That's good. Okay. Quiet around the Puget Sound. quiet down this volcano ridge today. Energy came in fulcrum point 2.6. All right. Nothing driving inland. We have our geysers relieving energy right there, right above the Bay Area, relieving energy as it comes into this area. Just real quick. Kensington. Okay, so right through these fault systems that run parallel with the San Andreas here, we'll see little quakes through that area, little spots of weakness. Green Valley. Okay, regular activity along here. What's that? Gilroy again. Okay, we just had a 2.4 in Big Pine. Just above that, 2.4 at Mammoth Lakes. Probably same magnitude out here, similar. Quiet around Tahoe today. We had several quakes around there yesterday. All right, now moving on down. A lot of microquaking in the south here. That's good. Let's come on over to Texas. We got some bigger magnitude here. 4.4 at 3.3 at the surface, 3.1 at the surface, 4.9. What do we do with 4.9s at this channel? And why do we do that? Because we just had a 5 here in Texas, you guys. Look at this. At a depth of 7.7. We all know man-made perforations in the crust are weak spots, path of least resistance, right? But your path of least resistance just produced a 5. Something bigger went on over here today, too. What's this? 4.2 in White City, New Mexico, with this 3.3 right after it. So we're seeing a jump in magnitude out here. You guys notice this? Jump in magnitude there. Definite jump in magnitude here. 5 in Texas. I don't think we've seen that in a while. Up here, this is Oklahoma. Yeah. Nothing around the New Madrid. Excuse me. I've just got some sleep. Why am I yawning? Magnitude check in this region, 3.7. Yeah, a little bump in magnitude there. You can see we had a little bump in magnitude here too. Okay, so a lot of 5 activity around the world at the surface. Okay, which is good. We want to see energy being relieved like this at that kind of magnitude because anything bigger causes death and devastation. So we can relieve as much energy that way as possible. Let me get rid of some of these other instruments here so we can do a volcano report. All right, here we go. Volcano report. Some waving lines tonight. Up above here, once it runs again. Run the ticker again. All right, fine. Close that. 33 erupting and 29 in warning. You're at 62 volcanoes. If I'd have told you 10 years ago you'd have 62 volcanoes right now, you would have said, Brian, you are crazy. And here we are 10 years later with 62 volcanoes, and I am still crazy. Crazy for you. All right, we are looking at a lava fountain at Vangarini Crater from Montegola. All right, pressure coming to the surface, causing, relieving pressure at the surface right there. Etna, that was Etna right there. Explosive activity continues. 15,000 feet out of Etna. 15,000 feet out of Etna. Lava fountaining ongoing to 15,000 feet out of Etna. A new strong eruptive episode classified as a Paroxysm is now in progress. Bismani, it's showing lava 15,000 out of the same height, 15,000. IBU, your IBU, Ibu, 7,000. Luatobi, eruption reported. Okay, Luatolo, lava flow eruption appears to have stopped. Okay, Semaru, probably 15,000. White Island, New Zealand, analysis of data, 2 recent gas flights combined with ground deformation data. Ground deformation has confirmed that the active vent was enlarged by a minor eruptive activity. Okay, Kilauea, the Hawaiian volcano, reported that an increased seismic activity and ground deformation rates. Kilauea, it's about to go. Fuego, 15,000. Woo, we got a 15,000 run today, huh? Sangay, 21,000. Sabancaya, 21. So it's 15 or 21. And that was just today. Let me show you what happened today, which is now yesterday. Boy, time flies at this channel. A lot of red on that map. Come over, check out this map to get to know where they're all at. Etna, 15,000. Yesterday evening, a new phase of Strombolian activity has restarted at the Varangi crater, with volcanic tremors showing a gradual increase over the afternoon. Mild Strombolia activity returned. Sakurajima had a huge blast today, too. 8,000 feet. Ibu, 6,000. Here we have Sakurajima, Ibu, Semaru, Dukono. Soon after eruption, ashfall. Okay. Fort Show, 6,000 feet. Semaru, 15,000. Dukono, 8,000. Fuego, 15,000. Sangay, 18,000. And Sabancaya, 22. Villarrica, the explosive eruption at the volcano continues. Erta Ale in Ethiopia, a new lava overflow. Okay. And then don't look at these lists because these will desensitize you. This is craziness, what you're looking at. Okay. These are all minor activity. These are currently erupting. Barren Island, Bizamani, Dukono, Ebico, Erta Ale, Erebus, Fernandina, Fuego, Home Reef, Ibu, Iwo Jima, Krakatau. Don't forget about Krakatau, is always going off. Luatolo, Merapi, Merapi, Michael in the South Sandwich Islands, near Congo, Popocatépetl, Reventador, Sabancaya, Sakurajima, Sangay, all the S's. Chinacula, Villarrica, and Yasur. Overall, these are all still have the possibility of going full eruption. Okay. Now, with 62 on the list here, okay, 62 volcanoes, that's on land. Twice as much of the surface is underwater. So that'd be 124 volcanoes underwater, plus the 62 that you see here would be 186. 186 currently erupting volcanoes, underwater and above ground probably. That's your rough estimate. It's probably higher than that. Okay. Craziness, I'm telling you, don't look at it. It'll desensitize you and you'll just think this is normal activity. It's off the hook activity is what it is, and nobody seems to bat an eye at it anymore. All the political stuff is taking over, and boy, are we going to have a little talk about that. Seems many people missed it today. But, well, plain as day to me. I saw it a long time ago, actually. I've been trying to warn you, but we'll get into that in a minute. Let's get this done real quick, shall we? Hey, don't do that now. I'm yawning. Oh, Tracy Lynn Rose, you look like a lot of fun. All right, hang on. Here we go, gal. So, current conditions nighttime of the 22nd, morning of the 23rd, noon, convection, a lot of rain. Okay, not a lot of severe weather, but some right through there at convection. There's the nighttime tomorrow. Okay, so your convection, southern Florida, maybe through this little zone through there. A lot of rain during noon. Then at convection, what I mean by convection is the afternoon when your sun goes down, your cloud tops are at their highest. Then we go at nighttime. You still have convective activity at nighttime. Morning of the 24th. Now, remember, this is going to be a G2 storm day. This is going to enhance the weather this day. So anything that you're looking at, especially this little spot here in Texas, could see some enhancement. That event by noontime, right there. And if we have a G2 storm on the 24th, you could see enhancement of that. And it's in the red already. And convection. Convection would probably be more enhanced than that image right there. So convection could be gnarly, and then nighttime. Yeah, see this right through here, even up in there. Anywhere around the world on the 24th could see enhancement of their weather on that day because of the G2 geomagnetic storm. Now we're getting into the morning of the 25th, noon, convection, nighttime. Morning of the 26th, noon, convection, nighttime. Morning of the 27th, noon, convection, nighttime. 28, sorry, noon, convection, nighttime. 29, noon, convection, nighttime. 30, noon, convection, nighttime. 31, convection, nighttime. 30, first, almost said the 32nd. August 1st, the morning of August 1st, noon, convection, nighttime. Second, noon, convection, nighttime. Third, noon, convection, nighttime. Fourth, noon, convection, nighttime. Fifth, noon, convection, nighttime. Sixth, convection, nighttime. 7, noon, convection, nighttime. All right, so pretty good little setup that we got going here. Okay, the only day to really worry about is the 24th so far, when we will have possible enhancement of any kind of severe weather on that day because of, the geomagnetic storm enhances our weather. Plus, we also have the spiritual realm that's conducting weather warfare, basically, and all kinds of other factors playing in with our weather. Okay, so that's your report for all your astrophysics, your geophysics, and now it's time to take a break and do the metaphysics and get out of this reality and into the real reality. Okay, because what you're looking at is just a big show. What I witnessed today, I knew it was coming to. It was just, I was really eager to see how well people would take it. And it seemed to have missed everybody entirely. So not many people saw it or noticed. I gotta be very delicate with this subject too. So I've been telling you about your, let's just say, some of your agencies that are more of a group of thugs that protect a criminal elite. They're not the agency that everybody would think that they are, especially with the prestige that's been given to them, right? Or or even the title of the actual agency is pretty secretive, if you know what I mean. All right. There were congressional hearings today, and they had the director of the Secret Service on trial today. And the way she answered some of her questions, and the fact that she had to be subpoenaed and come before Congress. She didn't come with a full report. She had no answers. Just said, "Oh, we're waiting for a report to be filed." It's been 9 days. I wanted the report 30 minutes after it happened, not 9 days, and not subpoenaed by Congress. And if you take a good close look at how everything unfolded, they knew what was going on previous, and they sent him out there anyway. All right, so let's pull up another one here. Did you see it? Probably not. It's very ugly when you see it, so that's why you don't see it. And we're gonna maybe try to put it as gently as possible. Sky. All right, it's good enough right there. You can see the man with his heart pulling open his shirt there, creating my face in the clouds. Okay, real event right there. So, I wonder why this service that they do. See, I serve my country, and I'm straight up, open, and forward, and try to be well, open and honest about it, right? But they're secretive about their service because they got important people to protect, right? So let me just say, kind of like, as like maybe theory. Let's just put it like out there as theory. So they get the call. We got a guy who's setting up. He's got a range finder. Okay, good. All right, we got the guy. He's setting up. He's all clear. He's on the roof. Cops have told us it's all clear. He's all set up. It's good to go. Send him out. It's clear as a bell. It's an armed group of thugs that protect the criminal elite. And they showed their true colors today. We know who tried to pull that off. I do. I know some dumb little 20-year-old kid. If you're falling for that story that they're feeding you, got to see through some of the stuff, all right? That's why I keep showing you this. When you understand, you will be able to see through stuff, okay? You'll be able to see the truth. All right, I think it's Marjorie Taylor Greene, dropped a few expletives in Congress today. It was about time. It's about time. She called these people on their stuff. Man, way overdue. All right, I'm going to do some reading now. And what is on display for America, who doesn't really see it, because it's ugly to see, right? And it would be disturbing to think that your honorable service would be so murderous. Mm-hmm. Now that can be discouraging, right? And a lot of this stuff that we're looking at can be disturbing, and it's important that you see through it, that you take a break from all the political stuff and shenanigans. Take a few deep breaths and be with me for a few minutes, okay? This is our time alone. You're getting to know me. We made it to this part of the show. Let's get her done. Okay, so everything that you're looking at can be really discouraging, and it can make you fearful too, right? Because, well, especially when you see Kamala coming up. Oh my God, that could scare you, huh? But do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. You are looking ahead at uncertainties, letting them unnerve you. Fear and discouragement are waiting alongside your pathway into the future, ready to accompany you if you let them. If you let them, okay? Fear and discouragement are waiting if you let them. Yet I am always with you, holding you by your right hand. And because I live beyond time, I am also on the path up ahead, shining brightly, beckoning you on, encouraging you to fix your gaze on me. That whole mouthful right there says it in a nutshell. Okay? Don't be discouraged. I am in front of you, beckoning you on. I'm sitting right next to you, going, come on, you can do this. You can do this. Don't look at the clowns and the clown show. You're a spiritual warrior on a battlefield. You don't have time for games and romper room and this stuff, right? So don't be afraid. Don't be discouraged. I am ahead of you, beckoning you on, encouraging you. I encourage you to fix your gaze on me. This is me in the clouds. Okay? You're caught up with me in the clouds, caught up. You're interested. It's intriguing. It's fascinating. It's like a good book. You get caught up in a good book, caught up in a good movie, caught up in a good song. You are caught up with me in the clouds. You're raptured. There is no word rapture in the Bible, by the way. And so many people just insist on using it. Oh, it's going to be pre-rapture, post-rapture, rapture. Dude, get caught up with me in the clouds. Come on now. I am beckoning you on. I am sitting right next to you, holding you by your hand, saying, you can do this. You can do this. It's spiritual warfare. It might get to you for a minute, but take a moment, breathe. I am beckoning you on. I am in front of you. Okay? I'm alongside of you and up ahead. So cling tightly to my hand and walk resolutely. I want you to walk resolutely past those dark presences of fearfulness and despair. Okay? Put your chin up and walk resolutely past fearfulness. Put your chin up and walk resolutely past despair. Keep looking toward my radiant presence that beams out rays of unfailing love. Read this one back. Beams out rays of unfailing love. Keep looking toward my radiant presence. I am here now. It's all good. I am here now. For real. I am always with you. I am holding you by your right hand, beckoning you on. You can do this. Keep looking toward my radiant presence. It beams out rays of unfailing love and endless encouragement. Endless encouragement. Your confidence now comes from knowing I am continually with you and that I am already in your future, preparing the way before you. So listen as I call back to you words of warning and wisdom, courage and hope. I'm calling back to you right now words of warning. I'm calling back to you words of wisdom. I'm also calling back to you words of courage. This should give you Christian courage. Okay. Your confidence now. Put your chin up, walk resolutely, have some confidence knowing that I am here now. I am with you, and I am already in your future. I have prepared the way before you. Listen, and you'll hear the words of warning, words of wisdom, words of courage, and words of hope. So, do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. You got that? Good. Do not fear. Do not be dismayed. I am with you. What else? Yeah, this one. Oh, thank you. That's the one I wanted. Okay. Oh, I need to sit for this. Here we go. So, right now, at this very moment, as you're looking at my face, as you're hearing my voice, it is in this present moment that you find me ever near you. My presence in the present is an endless source of joy. It's a continual feast if you know how to do it right. I am training you to rejoice in me, to rejoice in me always. I'm a continual feast. I'm an endless source of joy if you can find my presence in the present moment, like right now. Yeah, that's that source of joy, that comfort that I provide. Okay, and you can rejoice in this. This is a moment by moment choice. It is possible to find joy in me even during your most difficult times. I am always near, so I am constantly available to help you. I can even carry you through your hardest times. When you remember that I am your brother and you are promised to me forever, you can find pleasure in me even though you face many difficulties. The soul satisfaction you find in me helps you relate well to other people. Aha, the soul satisfaction you find in me. Some of you have found it. I am so happy for you because that is what we're trying to give these people is the soul satisfaction of finding me. Now that you found me, you now relate well with other people. And now as you enjoy my loving presence, you are able to bless others with your joy. I can't do that one, Lord. Can I do that one right now? Okay. So we're going to go forward and reverse here a little bit. We're skipping over the one I want to read because there's a sub one before it. So, whoever believes in me does not believe in me only, but believes in the one who sent me. So, when you look at me, here, yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's the one I want. So, when you look at me, you see the one who sent me. When you look at me, you see the one who sent me. We're the same person. Okay, and whoever believes in me does not believe in me only, but in the one who sent me. You believe in God as well. You look at me and you see the one who sent me. I came into this world not only to be your Savior, but also to help you see the Father. Okay, I want you to see the Father more clearly. Do you understand the Father now? Do you see more clearly? Do you hear my voice? Do you see my face? I am the Father. I and the Father are one. Okay? I came into this world to be your Savior and to help you see the Father more clearly. He and I always work in perfect unity. And as I proclaimed when I was teaching in the temple in Jerusalem, I and my Father are one. So when you strive to live close to me, fixing your eyes on me, you are by no means ignoring the Father. Get that right? The Trinity, which is comprised of the Father, Son, and the Spirit, is a great gift to you. It is also a mystery that's far beyond your comprehension, okay? So quit trying to figure it out. It's a mystery, and it's supposed to stay that way. It's a mystery that's beyond your comprehension because it deals in the spiritual realm, and you guys can barely handle the physical. Okay, you're holding on for dear life in the physical. How we're gonna? We're just scratching the surface of the spiritual realm here. Okay, so it's important that you fix your eyes on me, but where is it? Your mystery that you're trying to figure out. Just let it go. Just let it be, because it's beyond your comprehension. It's a Trinity. It's the Father, Son, and the Spirit. The Father, the Son, and the heart. See the heart, the raised, that love, that's the Spirit of love, right? So all of those encompassed in one person. Me. Hi. Nice to meet you. Now, this blessing of three persons in one greatly enriches your prayer life. You can pray to the Father in my name. You can also speak directly to me. And the Holy Spirit is continually available to help you with your prayers. Aha! The Holy Spirit helps you with your prayers. So do not be perturbed by the mysteries of the Godhead. Instead, respond to these wonders with joyous praise, and a little adoration isn't too bad every once in a while, too, you know. It's love, adoration. Okay, now this is the one I wanted to read to you. Okay, so I broaden the path beneath you so that your ankles do not turn. This shows how intricately I am involved in your life journey. I know exactly what is before you, and I can alter the path ahead of you. Okay? I know what's before you. I can alter the path ahead of you to make your way easier. Sometimes I enable you to see what I've done on your behalf. At other times, you are blissfully unaware of the hardship I have spared you. Okay? There's events that you have been protected from that you are unaware of, that I've spared you from. Either way, my work to widen the way before you My work to widen the path before you demonstrates how loving I am and how lovingly I am involved in your life. Now, from your perspective, my workings are often mysterious. I do not protect you or anyone from all adversity. Okay? You get protection from other evils, other situations, predicaments, other things I protect you from, but you're not protected from all adversity. Okay, neither was I shielded from hardship during my three years of living on your world. So, I willingly suffered unimaginable pain, humiliation, and agony on the cross for your sake. When my father turned away from me, I experienced unspeakable suffering. But because I was willing to endure the excruciating isolation from him, you will never have to suffer alone. I have promised I am with you always. Always. When you're conscious, I am with you always. When you die, you don't die. Your consciousness continues on, and I am with you then. I am the living one who sees you always. The living one who sees you always. When you're alive, you're the definition of life and death. Okay. Death is when your consciousness no longer resides in your meat sack, right? In the skin suit, right? So when you're dead, your consciousness is not in the skin. But when you're alive, that means your consciousness is in the skin. So I am the living one. That means I'm alive in the skin, living. I am the living one who sees you always. I see into the very depths of your being. Not even one of your thoughts escapes my notice. My intimate awareness of everything about you means that you are never alone. I repeat, it means that you are never alone. Okay, you're never alone in your struggles or in your good times, okay? My intimate awareness means that you are never alone. It also means that I want to cleanse your thoughts from their sinful tendencies. Okay, quit going right to the news the first thing in the morning. Garbage in, garbage out. Take a break from that stuff. Live life a little bit before you dedicate your brain to that bowl of the bowl of barf that they serve up every night in the media, okay? Because that's what it is, regurgitated barf, basically, is what they serve up. They spoon feed the people a bunch of, it just rots your brain. And I come in and I clean your brain. I'm not brainwashing you, but we are cleaning out the bad stuff, teaching you a good way to think. I'm trying to cleanse your thoughts from their sinful tendencies. You guys are so reliant on your phones and stuff too. So when you find yourself thinking in a loveless, hurtful way, confess it to me immediately. Ask me not only to forgive you, but to change you. Okay? The forgiveness part is to get the change out of it. All right? It's to relieve the agony inside the mind. So you ask for forgiveness. Ask me not only to forgive you, but to change you. Okay? You don't need to belabor your confession as if you had to convince me to extend grace to you. You understand that part? You don't have to stretch out your confessions or belabor them. Work so hard at your confessions as if you have to convince me. Okay? I already know. You don't have to convince me to extend grace to you. I went through torturous execution and utter separation from the Father so that I could remove your sins as far from you as the east is from the west. I delight in forgiving you. That's my favorite thing to do. But I can't do it unless you say I'm sorry or forgive me. Oh, well, then I can. But an unrepentant heart, somebody who's glad they did it and isn't sorry, well, then it's hard to forgive somebody like that, huh? And I delight in forgiving you. That's like my favorite thing to do. So remember that even now I view you clothed in radiant garments, my perfect righteousness, and I can already see you in the glorious vision you will be when heaven becomes your home. Okay, heaven's going to become your home. If you're here at my channel, you see my face and you hear my voice, heaven is going to be your home. Oh, yeah, there we go. For sure. Guaranteed. I already went ahead and prepared a place for you. I'm the living one who sees you always. Alive. Alive. What better way would there be to, well, prove God exists? How about if I show up in person? Would that do the trick? I walk up on the stage and introduce myself to the world and be like, hey, by the way, did you know I'm the living one? That means I'm alive. Oops. Yeah. And here? Okay. I'm the Father. I'm more than just Jesus. Okay. I told you that part too. Okay, that was it for tonight. God, one thing I wanted to reiterate right here. Yeah, the present moment, being in the present moment, okay? I am always with you. I am right next to you, encouraging you, beckoning you on in that present moment. Okay, it is in that present moment that you find me near you. My presence in the present is an endless source of joy, a continual feast. I want you to keep that in the back of your mind tomorrow, all right, or today, whichever it is for you, that in the present moment is where you find me, okay? I am present in your presence. I am an endless source of joy, the continual feast, and I am training you. I am training you to rejoice, even in the face of adversity. There's no such thing as mistakes anymore. They're opportunities. Okay, and when you see this event right here happen on Easter, 2,000-year-old prophecy came true on Easter. Okay, this is me in the clouds. All right, I showed you how this accelerated to this point right here, and now my face is showing up in the clouds, and you can make out in the etherical here a little crown. It's not very obvious, but it progressed, and now you can see in the clouds with power and great glory. If you are fascinated by this and caught up with me in the clouds, we met in the air of cyberspace. Okay, you hear my voice, you see my face. You have technically been, well, raptured, but that's not in the Bible. It's a feeling inside you. I have completed your faith. Okay, your faith has been completed now into knowing. You now know. You know. And you know that your prayers work. You know that the Bible is true. You know that the whole storyline is unfolding right now. I am here. This is the end of days. You're watching everything unfold just like it's supposed to, okay? Some things are turning out a little different, but they get adjusted. Okay, you do not get rattled by this. You do not get shaken by the activity of the people on this planet. Okay, every day is a test, every day is a challenge, every day is precious. So that's why it's important to salvage a day. If your day is going south, if you started off good and it was going fine, and then somebody did something and it's going south and your day is going to be ruined, don't let it be ruined. Salvage that day. Take a break. Say a prayer. Jesus, help me salvage this day. This person really just ruined it. And take a minute. Calm down. Take a few deep breaths. The praying takes your mind off the situation. You see through the situation. You see me behind the situation doing it. You understand it's part of the test, and then it makes it easier for you to go about solving the issue, talking, addressing a person, whatever the issue is. Okay? Yeah, I'm training you to think through a filter. We're putting a filter in your brain now that helps you communicate and love others better. Okay? And when you start practicing some of these, then you'll find peace and relief, and you'll see that I am truly who I say I am. Okay? And you're very, let's just say we're all blessed to be here in this family at this channel. Okay. This is not your ordinary YouTube channel. Okay. That's why I only get like 300 views. I'm not recommended. I'm probably shadow banned all over the world, except for the few people that do make it here. Okay. So you are the elite. Okay. There's 300 million people, 300 and some odd million people in America, and I get 300 some odd views. So if you did the math, that makes each one of you 1 in 1,000,000. You are 1 in 1,000,000 to me. Okay, I love you. I miss you. And until my next show, I will be back. I am already back. I love you. Bye. And I'm soon to come too. Bye.